Hello YouTube! Now it's been about 7 days, 8 days actually, since we made the brew, the honey brew, the beer. So yeah, I think it's time for us to start bottling the beer. But before we do that, we're gonna do something just to give the beer a little bit of extra flavor and fluff. So we're gonna take a glass, fill it up with water. Like so. Put it in a pot. Turn on the heat. And let's see, turn on the heat. There we go. And then we're gonna need some sugar and a teaspoon. So you're gonna put 1 teaspoon of sugar for every bottle of, well, I have 1.5 liters of bottles that I'm gonna use. So usually it's 3 teaspoons for each half a liter, I think. So we're gonna take 1, 2, 3. Well, I think maybe we can just go with 1 teaspoon per bottle you go to fill. So I have 17 bottles that I hopefully will fill. So I'm going to put 17 teaspoons of sugar in here. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So that should be enough. This is actually something new that I have tried. Because usually I just pour a teaspoon of sugar into the bottle with a funnel, but this time I'm going to try something else. And the reason is actually pretty simple. I think I had, well, a little bit too little water in the brew, so the beer seems a little bit dark, and I don't know why that is. But it is doing its thing. So you're gonna cook the water until you can't see the sugar, so the water will become very sweet, and we're gonna use this water to add a little bit of water into the bottles before we start pouring the beer in it and store it. And when we have bottled it, I think you should store it for 2 weeks to a month before you actually test it. That will give it time to get bubbles and CO2 and all that goodies, and it should be drinkable. And it should of course be stored in a dark place. And it should not be in direct sunlight. So if you have like a dark corner in your room or a closet or something, I would prefer storing it there. So yeah, we can't see the sugar in here, so just ordinary water with cooked sugar, so that should do. So yeah, let's go to my bottling station. Alright, so I poured the sugar solution in another bottle. The reason why that is because I didn't have like a funnel, so I couldn't pour it easily into the bottles. So we're gonna pour a little bit of this sugary water in here. So there we go, 1 bottle, just a little bit in every bottle. Alright, so now we have everything. The beer, the box with the beer, you see I've covered up with a blanket as we talked about last time. We need this guy, this tube here, and that is basically just to suck up the beer and put it into the barrel or the bottles. We have, of course, our pre-washed bottle caps here, and we are using Pepsi Max bottles because, I mean, why not? So yeah, now we should just open the box, open the lid, stick the tube in, give it a little suck on the hose, and the beer will start flowing. Alright, so we have removed the lid, and we have been a little bit careful about removing it so we don't shake the bottle a lot, because here, I don't know if you can see, but there is like a small layer of dead yeast, or whatever you like to call it, which actually is we're not going to have in our bottles. So be right back. So now that we have like everything out of the way, it's time to get the little sucking hose, and we're just gonna put it carefully into the beer mixture. And let's see here, there is a little lock here. I don't know if you can see it, but you're gonna suck on this little tube, and the beer will start flowing. And it's important that the bottle that you're filling up is below the point here, because then it will give natural vacuum. So let's have the first taste and fill the first bottle. There we go. Color seems to be good. There is a little bit of foam in it already, so that is good. But the foam will not generate until we have stored it for a little while. So when you apply a vacuum to it, it will lock the carbon and the bubbles inside the bottle, and then you will have bubbles in it. So yeah, this is honey brew. This is how we make it. Let me just put the thing closer down so it will flow even quicker. And when the bottle is almost full, you just squeeze this little red lock here, because that will lock it and keep the vacuum in the tube, so that you can just open it when you need to refill the bottle. So see, now it's almost filled. Fill it a little bit more and squeeze it in, and there you go. So let me just find another bottle so we don't get beer all over the carpet. Put that one down. I don't know how much you will see of this, but hopefully you will see enough. So it looks like beer. Put the lid on it. Really tighten it. And you could probably do this one time, turn it around one time, just so the sugary water mixes with the rest of the beer. So the rest of the yeast will make more alcohol. You might even do this 2 times, because eventually there will, the yeast that is still here will become a little layer in the bottom of the beer, which really do not look nasty, but I don't think it does anything. So let's start filling up another bottle. Just give me a second here, please. You want to have this one a little bit further up, like this. There we go. Looks like a reversed urine sample. So, yeah, so about a week to a month. It depends on how long you are willing to store it. I would recommend storing it in a month to get as much beer as possible into it, or as much alcohol and bubbles as possible in it until you drink it. But yeah, that is it. I think that is everything we need to do here. So I'm really looking forward to it. It has a really nice color to it. It's a little bit sweet in the taste, just a little bit sweet. But that sweetness will eventually go away and you will have proper beer taste. Well, beer is a little bit sweet in taste. So yeah, I think this is it for this time. Let me just fill all the bottles and get back to you when it's done. Alright, so that is our haul. I had actually to wash 2 extra bottles and we didn't get to finish the last one. So I guess that is, well, junk, spare beer. If you can use it for some sort of cooking or something, maybe a sauce or something, that is a good beer to use. The other one should be drinkable. And yeah, let's see what we're stuck with. This nasty stuff here, this is the yeast that I talked about that you shouldn't bottle. So that is why we should let it stay still, so all this mess don't get put up into the bottles. So yeah, I guess it's time to go and clean the balloon and the tools we used and store the bottles and drink them in about a month or so. So yeah, this is Hannibal signing off. Take care and keep smiling.